Hi, welcome to Bearded Meeple. Folks, today we're going to take a trip down memory lane. We're going to take a look at a game that most people probably remember owning, but not actually playing. Because if they remember playing this game, they would remember how awful it is. This game sucks so bad, it's not even funny. Of course, we're talking about the Star Wars Destroy the Death Star game. Now, before I get into it, I just want to bring one thing up. I know there's no upside down or upside right in space, but come on, the Death Star's upside down on the box cover. And secondly, just to be nitpicky, while Darth Vader is spinning uncontrollably in the trench, for some reason he's shooting. I don't quite understand why. Now there's another game that's hugely popular right now, Star Wars X-Wing, and that game actually is a lot of fun. You might consider this the great-great-great-grandfather of it, but really, other than tiny little X-Wing ships, this game has absolutely nothing in common. In fact, this game is a random mess. Not randomness, random mess. This game will go on forever, because no one ever dies. You either lose your ships, and then just go back to the start, and start all over again. And how do you win? You win with this little doodad. You sit there, and you spin, and you spin, and you spin, and you spin, and then you spin some more, until you have the right combination of spinning and movement, and the game will finally be over. Most likely, you're just going to stop playing at some point and go, hey, let's do something fun. All I'm going to say is thank goodness for modern board gaming, and while I do love Star Wars, this is not the game you're looking for. Let's take a look. As stated, the dial will be used to maneuver your ships around the board. It's also used for fighting TIE fighters. If you win against a TIE fighter, you get to spin and go again. If you lose, you can either remove one of your ships, or your entire squad goes back to the start. Anytime you go to the start, you get all your ships back anyway, and you start the game again. Also on the board, there are squares such as move back 1, move ahead 3 spaces that are pretty typical in games from the 70s. Ideally, you're moving your ship around the Death Star to get to the enter square, travel down the channel, and land on the exhaust port and blow up the Death Star. If you pass out the back, you're simply going around again and again till you can enter again. There are two aspects to the game that are actually kinda nice. Anytime Darth Vader is out, whoever is beside him, even if it's not your turn, you're going to get sent back to the start. However, anytime that the Millennium Falcon is out, everyone is protected from TIE fighters and Darth Vader. Well, Han's just that type of guy. That's very nice of him to do that. The other thing is there's a nice little screw your opponent over aspect. Every time someone goes, at the end of their turn, the Death Star rotates. If a player forgets to do this, simply point it out to them, and they're going to lose one of their ships. So it's a nice little pay attention to what you're doing. Otherwise, you're just flying around and around until you can land here and blow up the Death Star. I mean, come on. Sure, it's no bigger than 2 meters, but who can't hit that? And that, my friends, is Star Wars Destroy the Death Star game. It's a great game to have in your collection for nostalgia's sake, or if you're a Star Wars fan. Otherwise, it's a great game for starting fires. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.